For an artist, doing small still life paintings is like a musician practicing scales. Now, it can be argued that the best way to do this is to set them up in your studio and work from life. No argument there, but it's not always the most practical way. So, unless you have a photographic memory, stick around because in this video, I'm going to show you the down and dirty way that I shoot reference for still lifes. Over the years, I've found it very valuable to do small paintings for a number of reasons. Maybe you're working on color issues or trying a stripped down palette like the Zorn palette. Other times you may be trying new tools, or maybe you're working on your brush technique. Whatever the issue is, you'll find that doing small works is a great way to work out. It's kind of like going to the gym for artists. Just one more rep. Ow! Now, it's not always convenient to set up and keep a still life at hand. So the best way that I've found to always have reference ready when I can squeeze in a small painting is to set up and shoot multiple pieces of reference in one sitting. Now, you don't need a lot of expensive equipment, and you can do this on your kitchen table. An artist should never be a slave to their reference. It gives you a jumping off point and the information you need to do your interpretation of the image. As I've mentioned in the past, I come out of the advertising illustration world, so I'm all about using what you have on hand and getting on with the job quickly. Now, you can use your iPhone for this, but I was actually using mine to film this video, so I used my Canon Rebel. Now, don't sweat it if you don't have a big fancy artsy-fartsy camera. Just use what you have. By controlling the lighting, you'll be delightfully surprised at the results you can achieve. So here's how we do it. For this shoot, I'd chosen a number of items that are glass. At first I thought it'd be cool to put them against white and kind of lose and find the shapes. I also thought it would be a good exercise for painting in very light colors. So I simply propped up some white foam core as a backdrop and a ground. I then proceeded to try and find the most interesting way to light them. You can see I'm using nothing more than a light on a stand with no diffusion or gels. I've had this lamp for years and I use it for everything. I'll put a link below where you can find these lamps. I also like to let in some natural light from my windows because it makes it interesting to have multiple colors of light in the image. If I see an area that could use some highlighting, I simply use a flashlight. I'll take a couple of shots of each item and do what I believe photographers call bracketing. I'll shoot at one exposure, then alter the exposure level to lighten the image to make the background more white. I thought I was getting some pretty nice shots, but just to be safe, I changed my background to black. Again, easily achieved with a couple of pieces of black foam core. Immediately, it became clear that this made for much more dramatic images. Also, don't be too worried about getting your lights or your hand in the shot. You can edit that out when you paint. Now let's talk a little bit about design. I like to say all art is editing, and this is actually the second place where you edit. The first place is in developing your idea. You keep what you think is good and you edit out the part of the idea that you don't think is good. In the camera, you get to begin editing on a visual level. Does that shadow look good? Is that highlight too big? Check out the images with the white background compared to the ones with the black background. Quite a dramatic difference. Now check out these images of the bourbon bottle. When I shot it on white, I couldn't get the lettering to show up well. Now, I really like this image, but the editing eye tells me that the highlights on the side are too overpowering, but the one on the right has just the right balance of side highlights and readability of the label. So this is the one I would choose to paint. It's dramatic and includes enough information in a visually balanced way to tell the story I'm trying to tell. Now, after going through these and selecting the best ones, I like to keep them stashed for when I can use them. I like to do a small painting early in the morning when I'm fresh and rested because I believe that's the best time for you to retain what you've learned. Now, if you're getting value out of this video, I hope you'll hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ring that bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching. I hope in some way this has helped you become a better artist. So until next time, go make something cool. Owen's out.